Hi, I'm Jamie from Sci-Fi-vision. Thanks so much for talking to me. So I guess can you just start out sort of by for people who haven't seen this season yet to kind of tease what's to come? What can fans expect this season?
At the end of season one, Dr. Selden said that the next crisis would involve war with Empire. And in its simplest terms, that's what the season is about. Empire decides the Foundation has gotten too big for its britches and that they have to wipe them off the mat. So it's, you know, you've got a small, scrappy group in the Foundation that have gotten a foothold on 7 or 8 worlds that are up against the might of the Empire, which is on 6,500 worlds and has an imperial fleet numbering in the thousands. And how in the hell is this small group going to be able to defeat such an outsized group in the case of Empire?
And you just made me wonder. You say simple. Is it sometimes hard to like keep track of everything on a show like this because there's so much? I mean, you got different timelines, kind of you're dealing with too. Is it hard to kind of keep track of everything? Because I know I'm kind of lost sometimes because there's a lot going on.
Well, I do think season 2 is a bit easier to keep track of than season 1.
That's true.
We don't jump around in time very much. Well, hardly at all. It plays out in a linear fashion. There are a couple of flashbacks, but they're just traditional flashbacks. So I do think season 2 by design is a bit more accessible than season 1. And there was just a lot of exposition and a lot of pipelaying that we had to do in terms of setting up everything in season 1 that we've been liberated with in season 2. The hardest part is because we cross-board the show, meaning all the directors are on, we shoot everything out in one country and then we move to another country, another country. And it's just sometimes hard to keep track of where all the various—
You're out of order. Yeah,
exactly. And so that's a constant challenge.
Yeah. Now, the other thing I wanted to ask is obviously a lot of this isn't necessarily from the books, and I haven't read the books, but I know it's a lot different. But how do you kind of decide what you do take from the books when you do something like this? What you pull and what you add?
Anytime I'm adapting source material, particularly source material that I respect, you have to say, you have to identify what we think are the core tenets of that material, or what I call the DNA of the material. And so, the core characters. And then as we develop the story, because in the case of season 2, we're loosely adapting less than 200 pages of material spread out over 10 hours. And so we've got to fill a lot more hours than Asimov had in the books, and we've got to flesh out these characters a lot more. And a lot of Asimov's ideas are very heady, and some of his characters are very thinly drawn. And we have to figure out how to give them interior lives and get an audience to care about them, even if they haven't read the books or they don't consider themselves fans of science fiction. At the end of the day, TV is about characters, and it's about investing in their fates. And so that's, a kind of burden that we have that perhaps Asimov didn't have as much when he was initially writing these short stories.
I was going to say, though, obviously you're right, it is about the characters, but this is a very, very beautiful show. I mean, obviously there's a lot of big effects and everything else. Do you have like a favorite, I don't know, either location or effect or something? I really like that. I think its name was Becky, that creature thing this season. Do you have like a favorite, I don't know, something from the show like that?
Becky, the Bishop's Claw. Look, I want the show to be beautiful. I want it to be very cinematic. I like to say the show is as narrow as the human soul or as wide as the galaxy. And what I mean by that is I like to do tight shots, or I like to do big, giant, kind of David Lean, anamorphic shots. I don't like medium shots. Big vistas or tiny, intimate stuff is what we try to go for. Do I have a favorite effect? I still really love the way math is depicted in the show. When the prime rating is activated, I find that really beautiful. And we get to go into the prime rating.
That was really cool.
Into this season. And so I think that's really lovely. The creatures are always fun to work with. They're expensive, but they're fun to work with.
Yes, I think it's all expensive, but yeah. All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate your time.
Thank you so much.
I enjoyed it. Thanks.